Self-doubt, lack of confidence, negative self-image. These three are the worst, and I'll tell you why. But first, let's go back in memory lane. Let's go back to many, many years ago. There used to be a man who stuttered. His stuttering was his inferiority. But in spite of that, there was a big man that needed him to fulfill a task, a purpose. But this man who stuttered looked for excuses because of his negative self image. And at the end of the day, the big man had to give that man an accomplice in order for them to do the task together or to fulfill the purpose together. There was also another man, strong, brave, and confident. Nobody really knew much about him, about his bravery, confidence, until an opportunity came up and he showed his capability by defeating a huge obstacle that benefited a lot of people. These men's names were Moses and David. Moses had a negative image about himself. David was confident. Now imagine if David had not been confident or brave. He wouldn't have been able to be recognized by the king or by a lot of people. But because he set out to be great, to be confident, and to be able to defeat Goliath, he was recognized. Now that is what being confident, being brave, and being, putting yourself out there does. Imagine if you were stuck with lack of confidence, self-doubt, and negative self-image. You would have a life of what if, where you yearn and long for what could have been if you hadn't been stuck with those things. Since you don't want to have a life where you regret and long for things that could have been if you hadn't been stuck with Lucifer's same and the rest of it, let's fix this 14. Number one is think differently. Think differently. No matter how great you are or how wonderful people say you are, if you think that you are not good enough, you'll feel like it. Nothing you do will make you feel good if you still think worse of yourself. It's all about the mindset. It's all about the perspective. If you think you can do it, then you can. Your thinking channels your action. When it comes to thinking differently, you know there's three things which are catch, change, and challenge. So when it comes to catching, you need to first of all, be aware of your thought and what you're thinking about. And once you are able to tell what you're thinking about, then you will be able to understand the emotion behind that thought. Okay, fine. Let's say, for example, you're looking at yourself in the mirror and then you're seeing hatred, you're seeing you are hating yourself, you are scrutinizing your physique and everything. After catching your thoughts, you need to be able to tell the emotion behind it. Is this emotion hatred? Is this emotion negativity? And then the next thing you want to do is to identify the trigger. Is this trigger as a form of comparison? Is this trigger as a form of what has happened? Now when it comes to challenging, once you identify the negative thought, the negative emotion, and the trigger behind it, you want to challenge it. Is this negative image that I'm having about myself, is this true? You begin to tackle those thoughts by saying these things are not true. This is contrary to who I am. This is contrary to the kind of person I am. If your thought is saying you are ugly, you look at yourself in the mirror very well and say, I have beautiful eyes. And then you change. So how do you change? You change by changing your perspective of what you've seen in the mirror, of what you've thought about yourself. If you've told yourself you can never amount to anything, you can never do the great thing, you start telling yourself you will and you can amount to something. You will do great things. You are very beautiful. You are very confident. You are very, very smart. Practice self-compassion. By practicing self-compassion, you start eating less on yourself, so that whenever you come to the front of the mirror, you are seeing a loving person, you are seeing somebody that can do great things, you are loving every part of yourself. For example, catch, I am a failure. Challenge, am I actually a failure? I've done something very impressive and people liked it. I don't think I'm a failure. How do you change it? I am not a failure. I've done it before, I'll do it again. You're welcome. Prove to yourself. You have to start doing things that proves your situation otherwise. Most of the time, the reason why we doubt ourselves is because we don't have enough evidences to tell us otherwise. So you have to start proving to yourself. Next time, for example, you tell yourself, I can never do 100 push-ups. Start doing it. Start practicing that 100 push-ups so you can have that evidence that says you can do it. Believe in yourself. Here is how you can start believing in yourself. Envision what you want in yourself. Trust your capability. If you don't trust your capability, then start working on it so you can start trusting your capability. Set realistic goals and achieve them. When it comes to letting go of fear, this involves not wallowing in that idea, criticism, that scenario that is making you lose your confidence, your self-esteem, or that is causing you to have a negative image about yourself. I have come to realize that the greatest people are those who aren't living in fear but taking risks. And taking risk in your situation involves building that confidence, having a positive image about yourself, not doubting yourself. You may ask yourself, how do I build my confidence? You build confidence by stop seeking unnecessary validation from people. If you seek too much validation from people, you can never be confident until somebody says you've done great. Stop seeking too much validation from people. You are doing great already. Set and accomplish some goals that will tell you you are capable of doing something. I don't know, but I feel as if most of the time when I set goals and I overcome them, I feel like yes, I can do something like this more. I kind of have this boost, something that boosts me into being more confident because I have an evidence. I've gone through these things, I've accomplished it before, and I can do it again. Also, I need you to say a positive affirmation to yourself where you tell yourself, I can do this, I am beautiful, I am wonderfully created. Everybody is created wonderfully. You may be wondering as well, how do I turn this negative self-image that I have of myself into a positive one? I need you to seek the good thing in you. That is how you turn your negative self-image into a positive one. I don't know whatever that negative self-image, maybe it's your body structure, any sort of inferiority that is making you to feel low of yourself. I want you to see it and reframe that thought in a positive way. Begin to see the good things in you beyond your physical appearance, beyond your body features. Most importantly, I want you to look at every other successful person out there that also have one inferiority, physical inferiority or the other, but despite that they are still successful. Those people, and let them be a source of inspiration for you to tell yourself that you can also do it. Know that you are special, yes, because God created you, and when He was creating you, He was molding you in a special way because you are special. Look at the things you are very good at and praise yourself compassionately. Praise yourself. Praise and praise yourself compassionately. Bye.